Welcome back. Pavy Daily Hot Takes. Today we're gonna talk about. Well, I'm gonna talk about. I have a couple thoughts on my mind. Talk about the WNBA and their. I don't want to say their lack of marketing, but they're not marketing to the extent that I would like to see them marketing. This is not about the Sparks or like any individual team, but just the league as like a whole, like the WNBA more so than like specific teams. Obviously there's a lot of talk about wages, which is definitely fair. Like the wage discrepancy is wild. I think the max salary in WNBA is like, if I'm not mistaken, 120,000. The average salary is like 50,000, if I'm not mistaken, 50 or 40. Compared to the NBA, like probably the minimum is, I think, like the very minimum was like 900,000 or something like that. So there's definitely a huge discrepancy between the wages. Actually, let me make sure I look up the actual salary. I don't want to just say things. NBA max salary. The average WNBA salary is 71,000, and the max veteran salary is 113,000. But as far as the league goes, like as opposed to the minimum salary of an NBA player is 838,000. But as far as the league goes, like especially on social media, obviously like they don't have the same. They just got a TV deal. I think their TV deal is worth $25 million. I was looking at it yesterday for $25 million. With they got their games on CBS, which definitely helps as far as marketing goes. But so obviously there's like a certain limit, when it comes to it. But there are certain things that you can control. Social media marketing is free. Instagram marketing is free. Like you can do that on your own. These past couple days, like I've seen so many highlights of young girls or women doing incredible things with basketball. Like there was like one Vine in which like Tobias Harris actually tweeted it out. And, that was like a girl, locking up this other girl, tweeted at Pat Bev. Like, why is that not something the WNBA is, like, retweeting and, putting out there and like, celebrating on their page? Like, there was another play, another video that came out with some girl, crossed two people and they fell into each other. Like, why isn't that something the WNBA is, like, putting up on their page and celebrating and blasting out to people? Like, they have to do a better job with that. Reason being is like you have to make like women, you have to showcase women playing basketball like all over the world. Like if it's anything, I think that they should be scouring the internet for any type of content with women doing anything with basketball. And if a woman is doing anything with basketball, they need to be right on top of it, RTing it, getting it, in front of people, doing anything to just drive eyes to the league and also drive eyes to back to their Instagram page, because all that does with their Instagram page and Twitter page, like if you see a highlight or a video or something or some funny video like that come from the WNBA, I would assume at least you might take a scroll down their page and okay, these highlights look pretty cool, and then next time a game comes on TV you may be more inclined to at least check it out for a second. Maybe you won't be a long time fan, but at least it'll be something that somebody who wouldn't have normally watched it may cut it on and just at least have it on in the background. Like you at least have some background noise going, and you start to hear the names. So you start to hear the names and you become a little bit more interested in it, and the athletes become more familiar to you. Also, I think some players are definitely very cognizant of it. Candace is. I'm speaking from like the Sparks, because I can't speak to every team. I cover the Sparks, so I can speak to like what I see with the Sparks. Candace is very cognizant of it. Chanae is very cognizant of it. Neka even is cognizant of it. But I also think the players need to be more cognizant of their own personal brands and realize that you are like, you can also market yourself, and marketing yourself also brings drives eyes back to the league, because then in turn you become a star that's bigger than just basketball. You're basically bigger than just basketball at that point. Like people may tune in just because they know who you are and they want to see you and your name, permeates the culture. And like, it's millions of different ways to do that. I mean, look, obviously everybody can't get, a endorsement deal, but everybody can use Twitter. Everybody can, everybody can use Instagram. Everybody can use YouTube. Like, there's no reason why like women who are like, I think the lady in Vegas, she was like a weather woman. There's no reason why she can have her own personal brand and like you can't. So I think that they also need to get more creative with their own personal brands and realize that, if and that can be in many different ways. Like, it doesn't have to be just centered around basketball. I mean, you can I mean, if you get fits off, you can just take pictures of your outfits, like do something centered like around that. Just anything that just brings eyes towards you, and then in turn will bring eyes towards the fact that you play the game. Then in turn, hopefully people will check out something just because they want to see who you are. But again, like, everybody's, I think I tweeted this yesterday. Like, I think people still do need to remember the WNBA is still a very, very young league. It's only 23 years old. I still feel like, if you look at where the league was after 23 years, the NBA, which is what I'm talking about, after 23 years of its existence, it wasn't the NBA you see today. I mean, we just saw the NBA awards the other day. It was talking about Bird and Magic took the league off tape delay. Like, they had NBA Finals games on tape delay. It would probably happen at like 4 p.m. and they would tape delay until like 10 p.m. Like, who's watching that? So obviously, like, every league that's starting up, has a struggle. But again, I think that, and you can't control, obviously, like, again, there's like a glass ceiling. Like, if you don't have the funds, if you don't have the TV deals, if you don't have the eyes, there's a glass ceiling. But with social media, there is no glass ceiling. There is no Instagram. Like, literally, there's no reason that Pat Bev and Tobias Harris should be tweeting about something that a young girl did, but the WNBA isn't. I understand, you might want to just post your highlights, and that's cool and that's dope. But also, like, post other things that drive, like, content, that drive clicks, and that drive numbers, and that drive exposure, and that drive impressions to your page. Like, I think that's important. I think whoever runs the WNBA sites, the WNBA Instagram, anything WNBA, even the teams, like, literally, even like the teams, they should be scouring the internets for any women basketball related content. If you see a woman doing anything cool with a basketball, you need to have that up, blasting that on your page and saying, like, yo, hey, look what us women can do when we play basketball. Like, that's a young girl at basketball camp, like, D'ing up somebody. It was a super, super cool and funny video. People need to see that. You need to be right on top of that. There's no reason that other sites like Overtime, there's no reason that Tobias Harris and Patrick Beverly should be more on top of that than, like, the WNBA is. That just doesn't make sense to me. So again, like, I think that, again, there definitely is, like, definitely are struggles when it comes to marketing. If you don't have the same amount of TV dollars, if you don't have the same amount of money behind you. But again, certain things are free, and that also goes for the players. Like I said, like, look, man, start a YouTube channel. Be more active on Twitter. Be more active on Instagram. Like, all of these things are things that you can control, that again will make you bigger than basketball, that will also drive eyes back to your league. Like, you can't just, because of the fact that they don't necessarily maybe have the eyes, or they don't necessarily get the exposure that some of the NBA players do. Like, you can't just go play basketball and have that work. I mean, like, even look at Kawhi. Yeah, Kawhi got into a bigger market, but Kawhi has done things that I think he's very cognizant of some of the things that he does, like the fun guy thing. Like, oh yeah, I said I'm a fun guy and y'all made it funny. Okay, well then let me just own the fun guy. Or even like the laugh at the parade. Okay, let me own the fact that, like, I do this. Let me take marketing myself into my own hands and getting it out there like that. And I think that, again, some WNBA players do it, but I think more of them need to do it. I think all of them need to do it. I think all of them need to be cognizant of like their personal brands outside of basketball, and again, there's so many ways to do it. Like, it doesn't have to be centered, around basketball. If you love dressing, you can do it with that. If you want to do like a blog of just your day-to-day life, you can do it with that. There's so many ways that you can like show your personality and make people fans of you, because when in turn somebody is a fan of you, then they become a fan of you, the player, or they're at least more inclined to check you out as a player, or they might search your name, and if it's tagged right, obviously your highlights are gonna come up. And if I'm just a fan of what you do and who you are as a human being, I'll be like, you know what? Let me click on these highlights. Oh damn, this actually looks really, really good. Like I think that I enjoy this. Then the next time I see it on TV, if I catch it, I'm on NBA TV, or let's say I'm at home on like CBS and I'm just scrolling around channels and I see it on CBS. You know what? I'll put it on, even if I'm not like sitting down literally watching, studying everything. You know what? Maybe I'll put it on and at least have it play in the background, and I'll pick up some things like, okay, this that person, or like if an exciting play happens, maybe I turn back to the TV and look at it. And that's how I think people become fans and become repeat viewers and return viewers. Again, I could be wrong. I'm not a marketing expert. I don't know everything, but certain things just don't make sense to me. Like, again, I would like to think I have a personal brand, and I would like to think I know a little bit about marketing yourself. I would at least, like I said, I would like to at least think I do. And again, as far as the WNBA goes, like, I can't understand why I see so many videos. Literally, like every week, I see a video with a woman doing something incredible with basketball, like something super cool. It may be something funny, it may be a move, it may be, something like, again, like the girl yesterday who was playing defense. It was super cute to me. And also super cool. Like, yo, that's dope. Like, she's like not letting her get any room to breathe. Like, that is hilarious. Why is the WNBA not on top of that? Like, that just doesn't make sense to me. Like, you should be trying to monopolize and literally have a fucking monopoly on any content that has to do with a woman and a basketball. If you see a woman doing anything incredible with a basketball, you need to be right on top of it first. People need to see it from you first. There's no reason that you should see it from Tobias Harris and Pat Bev and Overtime and all these other sites, and we ain't seen it from you. And you the biggest women's basketball league in America. We should see it from you first. I think the NBA does a great job of granted, it's because they have so many outlets that can do it, but I think they do a great job of embracing outward content, and I think that the WNBA also needs to do the same. I think that they need to go out, get you some interns, get you some people, get you somebody who literally, your sole job is every day to scour the internet and look for basketball related content that has to do with women and blast it out. Put something funny, blast it out, get it out there, and try to make these things go viral. Anything just to bring eyes back to the league and women's basketball as like a whole. I don't even think it's so much about just the WNBA, but literally just bringing eyes back to women's basketball as a whole. Like, because again, if you bring it back to women's basketball as a whole, it's gonna trickle down, and like it's the WNBA will also feel the effects. Now, granted, again, I'm not at all a professional when it comes to this, but I'm just judging off what I see. Like I said, some players do have their own brands. Like Shanae, she's always on TV. Candace is Candace Parker. Even Liz Cambridge, like she's like a name that's permeating basketball a little bit more than just the WNBA now. Like Liz Cambridge is like a name that you just see, and people, you'll see people comment on the fact that she's attractive. You'll see people comment. I remember she wore one fit to the game. I think she wore like a Adidas fit, which was like fire. I also like that they're doing like the walk-ins now. I think that that's dope. I think that they need to do more walk-ins. I think that just like you see the NBA do walk-ins, they need to do more walk-ins. They need to blast it out even more. The WNBA main page needs to put up the walk-ins and put up the outfits and put up these things and make everything about the league an event and make everything about the league cool and just market everything. You need to be marketing any single thing that has to do, again, with women's basketball or with women doing it in basketball. Market it. all of it. And again, like I said, I can't say for everybody. I'm not that. Again, I'm still new to the league. I'm still learning. I'm not familiar with all the players. But I would say that I would like to see more players take their own brand into their hands, take their own personal brand into their hands, and maximize it and do as much as they can with it. Obviously, again, there's just like definitely a glass ceiling. There's like only so much you can do, but you can do a whole lot with the internet. It's almost unlimited to what you can do with the internet and idea. So I like to see the players take it more into their own hands, and also I like to see, especially the WNBA, do a better job with just marketing, and not even like about getting out the highlights, just marketing women's basketball as a whole, and just being a vessel for any content dealing with women and playing basketball. So yeah, that's my hot take today. I would just like to see the WNBA market better, and yeah.